Last year, pause for a second, think about it. Where were you? What were you fighting for? What were you chasing? Last year holds the seeds of everything you need to level up today. It wasn't just another year. It was a gift. And here's the truth, whether it broke you, built you, or left you in between, last year was your teacher. And today, you're here to claim the lesson and build something greater. Every obstacle you hit last year wasn't there to stop you. It was there to shape you. Think back to those moments when you felt like the world was closing in, like nothing was working. Maybe it was a failed project, a lost opportunity, or a relationship that didn't turn out the way you hoped. In those moments, it's easy to feel defeated, to think, why me? Why now? But let me tell you something, those moments weren't there to break you, they were there to build you. Those setbacks were never the end of your story, they were the plot twists. The universe wasn't conspiring against you, it was preparing you. Every time you hit the ground, it was teaching you how to get back up. Let's be real, growth doesn't happen in comfort. Nobody ever became extraordinary by playing it safe, avoiding challenges, or sticking to what they already knew. Growth happens in the fire. It happens when everything feels uncertain and you have to dig deep to find that next step forward. Those moments from last year, the ones that stretched you, frustrated you, even scared you, they were your training ground. They were giving you tools you didn't even know you need, tools like resilience, focus, creativity, and grit. So stop looking at them as failures. They were setups, not setbacks. Ask yourself this, what if that rejection taught you how to pivot? What if that loss taught you how to value what really matters? What if the very thing that hurt you last year is the thing that will propel you to greatness this year? The truth is, you don't grow when things are easy. You grow when you're tested. And let me tell you something, you passed the test. You're here, you're standing. And that means you're ready to use what last year taught you to build something incredible. But here's the catch. You have to choose to see it this way. You can't carry the weight of regret, shame, or self-pity. Those don't serve you. Let last year's challenges be your fuel, not your anchor. Decide right now that you'll look at every obstacle as the spark that ignites your fire, because that's how greatness is born. Not in ease, but in the moments that demand everything from you and give you the strength to demand even more from yourself. Let's talk about the wins nobody saw, the ones you didn't post about, the ones you might not have even celebrated yourself. Those moments matter more than you realize. Think back to last year. There were days when simply showing up was a victory. Days when you kept moving forward even though the weight of the world was on your shoulders. Nobody clapped for you, nobody cheered, but you still did it. That's strength, that's character. Those quiet wins are the foundation of everything great in your life. It's easy to focus on the big moments, the promotions, the accolades, the milestones, but those are just the tip of the iceberg. The real transformation happens underneath. It happens in the discipline of sticking to your goals when nobody's watching. It happens in the decision to keep going when giving up feels easier. Every single time you took even a small step forward last year, you were laying bricks, brick by brick, step by step. You were building something. And while the world may not have noticed those small victories, they were shaping you into who you are now. Success isn't flashy. It's not just the highlight reel we see on social media or the big moments people like to talk about. Success is built in the quiet hours. It's waking up early to work on yourself. It's saying no to distractions when no one will know the difference. It's keeping promises to yourself even when they feel small. Those moments are powerful because they create momentum. Momentum compounds, and momentum over time changes everything. So don't discount those wins from last year. Celebrate them, honor them. The small decision to stick to a routine, the effort to repair a relationship, the courage to speak up in a meeting, all of it counts. All of it matters. Every little moment you chose growth over comfort, action over hesitation. You were proving to yourself what you're capable of. And now you get to build on that foundation. The big wins might get the applause, but the quiet wins are where the magic really happens. They're the invisible force that sets the stage for greatness. So when you think about last year, don't just focus on the obvious. Look closer. Those quiet victories are your edge. They're your proof, and they're your launch pad for everything you're about to create this year. Last year, you carried beliefs about yourself, stories you told yourself over and over. Some of them pushed you forward, but let's be honest, some of them held you back. Think about it. How many times did you stop yourself from trying something new because you thought, I'm not ready, or I don't have what it takes? How many times did you talk yourself out of an opportunity because the voice in your head whispered, what if I fail? These aren't facts. They're limits. And they're not real. They're just stories you've outgrown. Here's the truth. The limits you believed in last year don't have to follow you into this one. You don't have to be defined by who you were or what you thought back then. Growth is about rewriting the script. It's about recognizing that every single day you have the power to change the narrative. Those doubts, those fears, they're not walls, they're doors. And the key is your willingness to challenge them. Think about the times last year when you hesitated, when you held back, when you told yourself no before the world even had a chance to say it. What if you could go back and tell yourself, you're more capable than you think? Imagine how many doors you could have walked through, how many opportunities you could have seized. But you know what? That's okay, because you can decide differently now. The beauty of the past is that it doesn't control you. It only informs you. And what it's telling you is that those old limits don't belong in your future. Burn them, let them go. The limits you thought were protecting you were really just keeping you small. They were keeping you comfortable, and comfort is the enemy of progress. The moment you step outside of those limits, you step into your true potential. It's uncomfortable, it's scary, but it's where the magic happens. This is your chance to redefine what's possible for you. Stop carrying the weight of I can't or I'm not enough. That version of you is done. Last year gave you everything you needed to realize this. The only limits you have are the ones you accept. And today you get to leave them behind. Gratitude is one of the most underestimated tools you have, and yet it holds the power to completely transform your life. Last year might not have gone the way you planned. Maybe there were challenges, losses, or moments when you wondered how you'd make it through. But even in those moments, there was something to be grateful for. And gratitude isn't just about looking for the bright side. It's about recognizing that every experience, good or bad, is shaping you into something stronger, wiser, and better prepared for what's ahead. Bob Gus has overcome hell in order to do recompense in some ways for helping his show to start. Think about it. Gratitude shifts your focus. It takes your attention away from what's missing and puts it on what's present. It allows you to see opportunities where you might have only seen obstacles. That one tough moment, it taught you resilience. That failure, it gave you clarity. And those people who stood by you, even when you weren't at your best, they're your reminder that you're not alone in this journey. Gratitude isn't just reflection, it's fuel. When you look back at last year and say thank you to the challenges, the triumphs, and even the heartbreaks, you step into a mindset of abundance. You realize that you've already been given so much, and that abundance creates the confidence to go after even more. So today, don't just think about gratitude, feel it. Take a moment to appreciate the lessons, the growth, and the simple fact that you made it here. Gratitude is what takes last year's experiences and turns them into momentum for this year's greatness. When you live with gratitude, nothing is wasted. Everything has value, and everything becomes a stepping stone toward the life you're creating. This year is waiting for you, but it won't wait forever. The time you've been dreaming of, planning for, or hesitating over, it's here right now. The only question is whether you'll step up and claim it. Last year gave you the tools, the lessons, and the preparation, but nothing changes if you don't act. You can't move forward if you're still standing in the same place, waiting for the perfect moment. Let me tell you something. There's no perfect moment. The perfect moment is the one you create when you decide to take action. This is your chance to stop holding back. Think about everything you wanted last year but didn't chase. Was it fear, uncertainty, doubt? Let those go. Action is the cure for all of it. When you take one step, just one. It's like flipping a switch. You create momentum, and that momentum can carry you farther than you ever thought possible. But here's the thing, it's not enough to simply want more. You have to move toward it. You have to be relentless. The opportunity of this year is right in front of you, but you have to meet it halfway. This is the year to push harder, to demand more of yourself, and to stop waiting for permission. Nobody else can give you what you need. You already have it. Don't let this year pass you by. Don't let it be a replay of the one before it. This is your moment to be bold, to step fully into the version of yourself you've been working toward. It's time to take the shot, make the leap, and trust that you're ready, because you are. And the only thing standing between you and the life you want is the decision to go after it. As we stand here today, looking back on last year and ahead at what's to come, let me leave you with this. The power to transform your life lies in your hands. Last year wasn't just a series of events, it was a foundation. The setbacks were setups. The quiet wins, the small steps, were seeds of greatness. The limits you carried can be left behind, and gratitude for everything you faced can become your fuel. This year is your moment. It's not waiting for you to feel ready. It's asking you to take action now. Everything you went through, every lesson, every triumph, and every challenge prepared you for this exact point in time. You're stronger than you think, wiser than you realize, and more capable than you give yourself credit for. But none of that matters unless you decide to act, unless you step forward and take what's yours. The dreams you've been holding on to, the goals you've been hesitating to chase, this is the year you make them real. Not because it's easy, not because you're guaranteed to succeed, but because you owe it to yourself to try. Remember this, you're not defined by last year. You're defined by what you choose to do with it. Let it be the launch pad for your greatness. Take the lessons, the growth, and the strength, and use them to step into the boldest, most unapologetic version of yourself. So let's make a commitment right here, right now, that this year will be different. This year will be extraordinary because you're ready. And the world is waiting to see what happens when you step into your full potential. Let's go make it happen.